Second note to self. Don't expect to sleep more than 8 or 9 hours, even with thirst fully quenched in this challenge. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of the Long Dark in our Against All Challenges meta series, where we are taking on the As the Dead Sleep challenge and headed upstairs in Carter Hydro. Did I pick up the bedroll? Yes, I did. Headed upstairs to see what kind of goodies might await us. Did discover, learned the hard way in the last episode, there is a frontier shooting guide that I probably don't need but can burn to start a fire, so hey. Did discover that you really can't sleep the normal amount of time before thirst starts to kill you. So I need to be careful with sleeping, otherwise I could lose health to an unsustainable degree while asleep. But currently, we are in one of the game's safest, most loot-dense locations, Carter Hydro in Mystery Lake, right around the corner from the basin in the ravine, which will require, of course, us to descend down a rope, which we currently don't have. But we're at least near one of our 5 objectives and trying not to die. So far, succeeding. Apart from the whole dying of thirst while sleeping thing, which I will try to avoid in future. Let's see what else I can do. All right, nothing there. Let's check these drawers. Almost convinced at this point that we are working with an interloper level loot table. We might have talked about it by this point in the comments. I'm recording multiple episodes in a sitting here, so who knows. Ragged fleece bins. Okay, I will be able to put those on, and they'll be better than what I am currently wearing, but at the moment they're not. Alright, I've already checked that locker. I did not check that trash can. So far, I have to say I'm finding very disappointingly little in the top section of the dam, although that is fairly common in my experience. Again, not that my experience or anyone's experience right now counts for much because the loot tables have been changed, but in my experience, this area, especially on low loot table or high loot table difficulty, this area is never particularly generous. So it's not super surprising, but it still makes me sad because, again, this is one of the... Hey, there's a ragged hoodie. Okay. This is one of the most loot-dense locations in the game, as I've said multiple times now. And so far, it's not really living up to its reputation. We won't need this lantern for too much longer. I'm not fully rested, actually. So it seems like maybe the amount of sleep required for full recovery... Well, I guess I did only sleep for 10 hours, didn't I? So no, there's nothing unusual there. Let me go ahead and snack on a couple of these. I don't have anything to open my canned goods with yet, so I'm going to try and hold off from that. But I still am much more rested than I was when I arrived here, so consider my blessings counted. Alright, let's go. The sun is starting to rise. I did just get some lantern fuel a moment ago if you missed that, so that will be helpful with the whole keeping the light shining thing. Alright, now if I step down this way, I might not find anything. Here's some more spray paint, but nothing else of consequence, even if I turn sideways. However, What if I stand up here and look? Alright, nothing. Okay. So now... Thank God Fluffy's not a thing anymore, because I do not have a gun. Well, Fluffy's not a thing in the dam, to be precise. But I do not have a gun. I've already checked these lockers. Nothing up here. I could, of course, break down this cardboard box, but it would take 27 minutes, and I don't care that much. Let's keep moving. Hey, dead guy. What you got? Nothing? Okay, good talk. Appreciate your assistance. Yeah. How much would it suck if, like, a last-minute Aurora were to start right then? Right then, when I was just crossing those lines. I'd be so mean. So mean. And unnecessary. And just... unusual, to be honest. Alright, I'm going to step over here. Nothing on the shelf at all. Anything up here? Nothing up there. So, there's a box, so there might be something. Alright, there could be something if I were to break apart that crate, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'd rather keep searching through the areas that don't require me to break stuff up. If the Aurora were going, this elevator, I believe, would function. Although, actually, no, I don't think the elevator functions. I think it just, I think the buttons light up. I believe the only elevator in the game that actually works is the one in the Coastal Highway mine that was added. I believe. Another flare. That's a happy find. Because we used our only flare, I think. We used our only red flare to get through the cave from Bleak Inlet, getting into Forlorn Muskeg. So that is good. So one of the things about this episode that I'm very anxious about, not anxious in a nervous way, but anxious in a need to find out kind of way, is I don't know yet if birch bark tea is actually something that I can make in this challenge. I know that in the Dead Man challenge, which inspired this, I am reasonably confident that you could not make birch bark tea, even though you could potentially find birch bark tea. I know birch bark tea now has a setting in the game, I believe, where you can turn off the availability of birch bark. So if that's the case, then birch bark will literally not be findable, and this whole discussion will be a moot point. But in the... perhaps before that was possible, my history is a little sketchy right now, it's been years, but before that was possible, I believe the Dead Man Challenge just simply forbid players softly, as opposed to a hard, you know, software-based cap where you couldn't find the birch bark. It just said, okay, well, yeah, you can find birch bark, but if you're going to do the challenge, you can't use it. So it's a soft prohibition, so to speak. Honor system is another way to put it. Alright. No arrows. Sad day. Alright, nothing in that container. I'm noticing that bug more and more, by the way. It's happened a few times even in just this episode, where you go for a container, you know? And, like, you're able to somehow move the mouse while you're going for the container. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to put the lantern away, because I don't want to keep using up my lamp oil. I'm going to put this down on the ground. Let's eat a few more cattails just to tide me over. Still have plenty of water. Thanks in no small part to the toilets. That's another reason to head for Coastal Highway, by the way. Desolation Point has another one of our graves, too. I haven't forgotten about that. And I'm going to sleep for just 3 hours. There we go. And now I can see. And I don't have to use my lantern. So let's check this locker. And check everywhere, because there's still an entire section of this dam to be combed through. And I'm still hoping... oh, you know what I didn't do? I did not put on that hoodie. Oof. That is not as good as what I'm wearing. It will be eventually, but it is not right now. So never mind. That is not going on my body just yet. It will, in fact, not keep me as warm as the things I am already wearing, even though the thing I'm already wearing on the layer that I'm going for is a t-shirt. The hoodie is in that poor condition. So we'll have to fix that up. There's a whetstone. I'll grab that. Do. Oh, there's another sewing kit. Nice. This is why you look in every nook and cranny. What's that? That's to stay on target. That's what that is. Probably something I will never need. Although, if this is a true interloper loot table, then there may not be a revolver. So far I haven't seen a single revolver round or box of revolver ammunition anywhere, so the evidence seems to be in favor of that there is no gun, and if there's no revolver, there's almost certainly no rifle, which means bow and arrow is going to be my only way to defend myself against the furry woodland friends. Thank God there's not a dark walker. I'm honestly very happy about that. It feels good to be playing the long dark again. I did say very carefully, and I meant this, I wasn't trying to bash the escape the dark walker challenge. I just found that the mechanics of the current implementation are so restrictive of the core gameplay mechanics of the long dark that it felt like an entirely different game. And I prefer my challenge modes in the long dark, like this challenge, be a combination of the two. That's all. So, just wasn't really my cup of tea. Not the same as saying it was a bad challenge. First aid kit. No stim. Alright, so far not having great luck with the stims, I have to say. It makes me sad. Alright, nothing here. Sounds like the weather is not so cheery outside. That's why I'm happy to be inside with plenty of water and plenty to eat for the time being. So let's step up here. I could also, since I found a new sewing kit, I can continue to repair my clothing items. I've got plenty of cloth around me now, and more to find, technically. And I'm so comfortable with my current food and water situation that I can safely take a moment to really examine the locations of the objectives for this challenge, which, I mean, I've looked at them, but we haven't really had a chance for a cozy sit-down to really think about which way we're going and what's the order I'm gonna take, you know. Haven't really been able to breathe, but I'm getting to a point where I feel somewhat capable of breathing. Not slowing down. Not slowing down, but breathing. At least. There's that. Okay, nothing here. Cool. Cool. Nothing here. Nothing there. Nothing anywhere. Sad day. Anything in the microwave? Nope. Alright, well, there's some scrap metal. I guess I'll break that down for a little bit of cloth. I don't have a ton of calories. Definitely feeling like interloper level calorie consumption. And I'm pretty sure that's what Against All Odds is set on as well, but I might be mistaken. I might have that on Stalker. I can't recall. I do have a code for the... that requires the memento key, I know that. I do have a code for Against All Odds Season 7. I've had it for years, actually. I put it together not long after Season 6 finished. And I think I've tweaked it maybe once, if that. So, when I mentioned that I am very ready for Against All Odds Season 7, I've already got the code. Just need to make a few additional plans, you know? And we can get on that as a channel. Okay, well that was a very disappointing loot run to the far side of the dam. Like, highly disappointing. Not even a single clothing item. There is cloth, at least. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna head back to the entry side of the dam.
Find food.
I know. And we're gonna eat. We're gonna repair the stuff that we've got, but I might, before this day ends, I might go ahead and poke my head into the ravine, because I want to indulge my curiosity about the birch bark tea. I just need to fully repair my stuff first. Let's go ahead and grab a bit more cloth. It's just about midday. Do I have my bedroll? I do. It is just about midday. Not a lot in the way of loot here. Go ahead and get this cloth as well. So now I have plenty of cloth. I should be able to do some very nice repairs to my current clothing. I don't have a huge amount of clothing, but I'm rapidly approaching a point where I'm not really feeling threatened by the weather as much, as long as I stay moving. And it might be possible, with enough exploration, it might be possible hey, dead guy. To even better insulate myself than that. Alright. Let's step out front here. I know. We're getting on that. Trust me, we're getting on that. Alright. Trash can. I'm going to double check around here just to make sure I didn't miss anything. I was kind of having a moment when I came through this area the first time. Okay. Let's go ahead and consume copious amounts of cattails. Nice. Of course, there are still plenty of cattails to be found, both in Mystery Lake, as I mentioned, and in Coastal Highway, as I mentioned, and in the Ravine, as I mentioned. So I'm feeling good about just plowing through these, because I know I'll be able to find more. That is one setting about the Against All Odds code that is more challenging. I've got it set up to have fewer... Man, 1 hour to repair the hoodie. I've got it set up to have fewer vegetation spawns. 1 hour, really, for every single repair, and that wasn't really that nice of a repair. 30 minutes to repair the gloves. Let's repair those at least. Don't you fail. Thank you. All right, that's very nice. All right, I will do one more repair on the hoodie. Please, 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 please. Okay, we're having a good run on the repairs. So let's go ahead and replace the... Ooh, that's honestly not that much better. It's better from a protective standpoint, and this is better. We can continue to improve in some ways, but we're also getting towards the end of the day, and I don't want to run out the clock, literally, here, especially because it doesn't sound like it's that bad outside in terms of weather. So There's a part of me that wants to go ahead and step outside. Let's see what things look like. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going. We're going. I haven't looked at the objectives yet, but we're going to go ahead and step into the ravine. Yes, there are more cattails to be found here in this zone. But while the weather is this amazing, and while I'm not losing anything in terms of temperature, oh my god, yeah, I'm definitely going to head towards Coastal Highway. Holy crap. Alright. Yeah, temperature is fine. So now we're going to be a bit of a cattail goblin, while also looking to see if we can find any birch bark tea. Well, not birch bark tea specifically, but birch bark. Ah. All right. All right. That partially confirms it. The fact that birch bark is present is extremely encouraging. That is the ability to recover literal health. Oh, fantastic. Okay. Got some more cattails here. Oh, wow. Lots more cattails. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Gimme, gimme. I don't want to get too excited here because I do have to get out of the elements. But the fact that I found that birch bark, you have no idea how encouraged I am. Because now anywhere where birch bark tea might spawn, oh my god, this is a ton of cattails. Anywhere that birch bark tea might spawn, I can now find things that could potentially replenish my health. I am excited, however, do not mistake my excitement for overconfidence. This game has a way of grabbing the table, flipping it upside down, turning it around more times than you can count, and then picking it back up and smashing you over the head with it in a way that will permanently end your run in 10 seconds flat. So, I am not going to assume that I am safe. Trust. Oh. Hello. Hello. Okay. Okay, hang on. I've got 3 toolkits. That is completely unnecessary. But that rope, you know what that rope allows me to do? That rope allows me to complete our first objective. I'm currently not encumbered. So here's what's going to happen. I wish I was a little bit better rested. But here's what's going to happen. I'm going to walk back through the area with the birch trees and just make sure that I pick up every bit of birch bark that I can, because at this point I am assuming that I can in fact make birch bark tea. And with that birch bark tea, I will recover condition, which is currently at less than 50%. And I will also, if I drink warm birch bark tea, that will enable me to travel through this treacherous region with slightly more confidence. Oh my god, there's so much birch bark. Oh my god. Oh my god. Get out of town. This is so much. Is it 2 or 3 pieces that I need to make birch bark, like prepared birch bark? Oh my god. This is so much. I don't know what to do with myself. And of course, birch bark tea has caloric value as well. So, feeling good. Feeling good. Not cocky. Not overconfident. Just good. Just self-assured. Enthusiastic. Giddy, even. But we'll leave it at that. The adjectives stop there. There is a cave coming up. Ooh. All right, so one thing about my current situation, now that I have all this birch bark tea, I'm kind of tempted just to go back to the dam, to be honest. But I can also get a fire going, technically. Well, I don't have enough to really get a fire going just anywhere. So in some ways, the safest course of action... Where's the cave, by the way? Is it over here? That's so much birch bark. Holy crap. I missed the cave. It's somewhere back there on the left. And there could potentially be findables. Could be discoverables in the cave. Alright, there's the climbing spot. So we have to descend this, but we're not going to descend it right now. It might be worthwhile to return to the dam to be completely safe. I've got enough cattails and enough water to support that kind of decision. The only thing I don't like about that decision is that at the moment... Yeah, I'm going to do it. Because this is going to let me do two things. First of all, it will let me keep scavenging for birch bark. Because God knows there's enough of it laying around. It will let me check the cave, which is up here on the left. And it will keep me safe while I return to that climbing point completely unencumbered, completely rested, and ready to accomplish the first objective of the challenge. And ironically, it'll put us very close to Bleak Inlet again, because this is... The ravine is one of the entrances to Bleak Inlet. It's the other entrance, the one we did. Alright, so there's the path that I took, so the cave is up here. Yep. Still looking for birch bark. I mean, I've got enough of it at this point anyway. Enough of it to fully recover health? Probably not. And hey, the game still might not let me make any. I might be missing something. But if it allows me to make birch bark tea, then my health, even without the stims, my health will be... Oh, nice. A cotton scarf. Granola bar. Pork and beans. Cedar firewood. Nice. My health will be considerably better. So how am I doing on wood, by the way? I mean, I could technically stop here for the night, but there's a part of me that just... I don't have anything to actually chop up this firewood, and I'm in such good condition right now. I don't want to tempt fate. I have everything I need to return to the dam and make copious amounts of birch bark tea that can completely, potentially... Honestly, I would say more than potentially. I probably have enough to completely recover my health bar. At the very least, to really, really top it up. And so... I'm going to do that. And then, again, I can come back... The only thing that could make it more difficult is if the weather is not as nice as it is right now. Is that coal? Oh my god, that's coal. So that's gonna that's gonna fuel our fire. Now let me step up here. Any additional... You know what? I'll grab a few more sticks just in case I need them. So I certainly haven't picked up that many, have I? Break that up. I do need to be careful with the temperature. Yeah, let's do one more. Alright, let's head back, because it's starting to get dark. Yeah, so I don't know what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. And we are, of course, approaching 30 minutes in the recording. But there's a part of me that wants to attempt the... Hang on. Attempt the objective. Yeah, I'm making sure the wolf isn't right around the corner, which it still could be if I'm unlucky. I'm gonna hug the fence and hope. Hope, 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 hope. Run, 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 run. Open gate. Come on. Slow skate. Thank you. All right, so I mentioned earlier, well, we'll do this while we're making tea. I mentioned earlier taking a more leisurely look.
Man, no rest suit, I'm gonna faint.
You'll be fine. Taking a more leisurely look at our objectives, especially now that I kind of have a sense for where I am. I have a little bit more protection from the elements. Not perfect, but getting better. And we are still heading to locations which will further enhance our survivability. So I'll be able to make some decisions very soon. But first, very importantly, start fire. Wood batches. No, let's not burn the birch bark. Let's not use accelerant. We'll go ahead and take the charcoal just for funsies. How much would it suck if I accidentally got rid of one of my birch bark just now? Yeah, before I end this episode, we'll take a look at the objectives and sort of think about what order I want to try and pursue them in, because one of them is in Hush River Valley, and I'm not discounting that. As confident as I am feeling at the moment, not overconfident, just confident. As confident as I'm feeling, I'm not going to just assume magically that everything is fine and hunky-dory and magical. Alright, now one thing I'm going to need to do is... Oh! No! That's so mean. Is it really? Is it really? Is it really? You've known this entire episode and you haven't told me. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. So there we have it. All that birch bark that I just collected, it's kindling is what it is. Alright, well. Okay. Stims it is. Stims it is. Confidence just took a hit. Oh no. Okay, tell you what. Let's pick that up. Let's go ahead and put this down. And I want you to make me more water. Because I still need to get down into that ravine regardless of my current situation. So, I got plenty of cattails though, so that's good. But, let's now just pass time. Pass time until that's ready. Drink that. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I was so excited. I thought that because the birch bark was there, I'd be able to cook it. I should have just looked right away, you know? I should have just checked. Like, does it let you make birch bark tea? Is that actually an option? You know? But it is not. So there is not going to be any magical birch bark healing for me, and I can probably drop all that birch bark that I found. What a plot twist. All right, well, plot twist for me, not a plot twist for you. You were just giggling the whole time, weren't you? So let me pass some time on this, pass some time on that, drink that again. I'm going to leave here with plenty of water at least. I can drop a lot of that birch bark, to be honest. Although, one thing I can do, you know what I can do? I can go ahead and make... Like, I can prepare these reishi mushrooms. It'll take 15 minutes. Alright, that's non-potable water. We've got 2 hours on the fire. And I can make these rose hips. And I can prepare these teas, and I can at least have them ready. So there's that, at least. So let's go ahead and cook these. Reishi tea. Let's drink the water from the cooking pot. I probably don't need any more water than that, because I was going to make a crap ton of reishi teas that I no longer have any confidence in whatsoever. Thank you very much. All right, let's go ahead and pass the time till this is ready. Grab that tea, take that off the fire. And what I will now do... So let's try and figure this out. Let me see exactly if I... First of all, I want to eat enough of these that I don't have to worry about my stomach. And this will also be the end of the episode, obviously, because we're at that moment. It's that time. It's that channel. All right, so we've got the bed rolled down.
I am too tired.
I'm going to drink. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to sleep for 8. You know what? No. 6 hours. Just 6. Thank you for the tension music game. That's just what I needed to reinforce my concerns. All right, so it seems like 10 hours is about the limit, so maybe I didn't lose too much health when that happened. But now I'm going to drink a little bit more here. Also, I had better eat those pork and beans before any more time passes, or I will not gain any benefit from having them. So let's do that. Please don't give me food poisoning. I will never forgive you, game. Ever. Ever. Thank you. All right, let's drink this water. So I think I can safely sleep for 8 hours. I won't need to sleep for 8. Now, of course, it feels like 31 degrees in here, but with the bedroll bonus, we're fine. So let's now sleep for 8 hours. Don't kill me. I will also never forgive you for that. Just kidding. I would try again, but I would laugh and then cry. Okay. So there's a save point. I'm going to stop this episode here. In the next one, I am going to go for... Let's have our cozy moment. We've got the... Because I've got a save point, so I can just sit here and think for a minute. Let me double check my... Yeah, I'm good. So, the Ravine. That's our next point. Then probably Desolation Point after that, and I can search Coastal Highway. That'll be pretty cozy. And then I can probably head to Pleasant Valley from there. And I can search up Pleasant Valley and get all of the gear that I need, and that will prepare me for Timberwolf Mountain. Now, the nice thing about Timberwolf Mountain is that it's just Crystal Lake that I need to visit. I don't need to summit Timberwolf Mountain. There's an argument to be made for still summiting Timberwolf Mountain just to get the gear, potentially even the firearms if they're present, but that's by no means guaranteed. So I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, but right now I'm not planning on it. And then coming back down from Timberwolf Mountain, I would then backtrack. I'd probably come straight from Pleasant Valley back to Mystery Lake. There would still be some lootable locations. This is kind of perfect. Now that I'm thinking about it, there'll still be some lootable locations, still some cattails for me to grab on my way back through Mystery Lake. And then I would hit Milton, fully search up Milton, and make sure that I can get everything possible from there, because that's a lot. And then visit Hush River Valley to try and get the Many Falls Vista. I know where the Many Falls Vista is, actually. And, I'm pretty confident. I'm thinking about my path right now, but I'm pretty confident that I know how to get to it, even just thinking about it. Because that's the vista that I climbed up to from the fire in Escape the Darkwalker. And then leave Hush River Valley as quickly as I can, and then head to Broken Railroad. Of course, the game can still get much worse between now and then, but that's going to be the plan. Now that I'm almost 40 minutes into this episode and you're glowing with happiness that I've recorded for this long, I'm going to stop this one here. In the next one, we're going to go for the basin and see what happens when I visit that first grave. And then continue to head for Coastal Highway and keep looting up. I'm just going to treat this as a semi-long run, not necessarily treating it like a rush through the challenge. We're just trying to survive. We're trying to treat the game. We're trying to play the long dark while completing the challenge, which again, this is what I wasn't able to do in Escape the Darkwalker, and I can do it here. And I love it. I love everything about it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.